After Tuesday's 24-hour ceasefire failed to hold, with both military factions accusing the other of breaking the agreement, more pain for civilians caught up in this power struggle.
We are worried that Sudan's healthcare system could completely collapse. Hospitals need additional staff, they need additional supplies, and they need additional blood supplies. The World Health Organization says that 16 hospitals across the country have been forced to shut down completely because of the violence and attacks on hospitals. 9 of these hospitals are in the capital, Khartoum. A further 16 hospitals, including in Darfur states, could close soon due to staff fatigue and lack of supplies. It goes without saying that we condemn all attacks on health professionals, on facilities and ambulances, which is putting even more lives at risk. These are flagrant violations of international law, and they must stop.
The United Nations also confirmed Secretary-General Antonio Guterres' participation in a virtual meeting hosted by AU Commission Chairperson Moussa Faki Mahamat Thursday, which will include the leadership of the Arab League and sub-regional body IGAD that appointed the presidents of Kenya, South Sudan and Djibouti as mediators.
Guterres spoke with Kenya's William Ruto earlier Wednesday as diplomatic efforts scale up amid the intransigence of the generals leading both military factions.
He will continue to be fully engaged, making phone calls, trying to secure a 24-hour ceasefire, which will enable a much-needed reprieve to all affected civilians in Khartoum.
General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who leads the Sudanese armed forces, and General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, who heads the Rapid Support Forces, worked in tandem to oust former leader Omar al-Bashir, only to turn against each other 4 years later.
The continued heavy fighting in Sudan is having a devastating consequences for Sudanese civilians, as well as our staff and other members of the international community who are caught in the crossfire. We reiterate to the parties to the conflict that they must respect international law. They are obliged to protect civilians and ensure the safety and security of all United Nations and associated personnel, as well as their premises, our assets, and trapped civilians must be able to receive assistance, access essential supplies, and evacuate to safer zones as needed. Nearly 1/3 of the population was already in need of humanitarian aid at the start of the year. Now our humanitarian colleagues are warning that people in Sudan are running out of food, they are running out of fuel, and they're running out of other vital supplies.
When I last briefed you,
The SG's Special Representative Volker Perthes in Khartoum continues to engage the warring parties, key Sudanese leaders and UN member states in efforts to pressure the parties towards a cessation of hostilities, just as Eid al-Fitr draws near. Sherwin Briceby's SABC News, New York.